Shit. I should get a measuring device. Where did you get this? In case you guys don't hear this, I'm not even gonna measure, I'm just gonna go by sound. How long is that? 16 clicks? Yo, Jansel's Fisher-Price tools are amazing. We are gonna get some pedals in today, hopefully. We're gonna get a roll cage, maybe a steering column, and a turbo.
Definitely not a steering column with it.
Okay,
To get the steering column, you gotta have seats.
Okay, all I hear is excuses. Oh, you need this, you need that, you need this. Bullshit. This is why I like fabricating. Fabricating is like cooking. It's like, there's no right or wrong way, right? It's like an artistic thing. One of the nice things about that bender, it comes with these dies. So I use this die to find center of the tube. See? When I go to notch the opposite side, it's exactly right. I just want to tack it first, because there's really no point on the other side. So I'm tack it. You son of a bitch, Grimm!
You saw me turn the...
Why the f you turn it off?
It's gonna leak out.
You could just take the windshield off.
What? I thought it was still on there.
No. We actually need that windshield, so don't break it. 3 people on 1 car, stuff gets done. This is how we build cars fast. Everyone's got a job, and hopefully everyone does the right job. What is that? Here is our turbo. It says every Turbo Smart turbo comes with our full Sen warranty.
Yeah, lifetime warranty.
Really?
Yeah, like I've blown 3 of them and I've had to buy 3 of them. And every time the homie from Turbo Smart's like, yo, we have lifetime warranty.
Why are we not all buying these? I've been saying this for years, like I want a small turbo, big wheel, little frame, so I can fit it into tighter spots. And this is it. And they have a billet wheel that's their design. It's got ball bearings in the center, and it comes with every fitting already. Like, you know what a pain in the ass it is when you buy a turbo and you gotta figure out, hey, is that a metric fitting? Or is that a standard fitting? Or what's my use for my drain? Where do I go? Look, it comes done. This turbo in particular has a split housing. It's divided all the way down. It helps up with spool up. A lot of Evo guys know about that. This is the best part, right? The billet wheel. Now that we have the turbo that makes the boost, now we need to figure out how to control that boost. This is what I know Turbo Smart for, is their wastegates. I use them on most of my stuff. It's a stainless housing. It is a 45mm wastegate, but look how small it is. It is really compact. This is a very user-friendly setup. Turbo Smart packaging everything together saves us time at the end of the day. We don't have to look for these things. And it's got a warranty. So with this, we only have 4 weeks. So some things, yes, we will make because they do not exist, or something that's not up to our standard, we will make. Sometimes we will buy things in order for us to save time. That is key with every project, is time management. Everyone wants to build the latest and greatest thing, which is great, but you also have a time constraint. In the effort of getting it done versus our vanity, we're gonna get it done.
Usually I kind of enclose all this, so you gotta take it apart to adjust these. And that's always a pain in the butt. So I did 2 separate portions. So this guy goes to the knee bar, and this goes to the firewall as a brace. Imagine you're standing on the brakes like that, yeah, and you got all this leverage on this thing, so you wanna twist it like that. So you gotta brace it. I'll do a dab. That's what the kids say. They say they're doing a dabs. Okay, now that I got the pedal assembly all assembled, we can go over, take it to the car, and we can weld in the mount on the knee bar, and that's it, bolt it in, easy. Gotta cut this, I gotta trim this. Dude, that thing kicks ass. Sergio, we're gonna need to tag team this dog.
Tag team with the strap on?
Yeah, with the strap on. The only way I do it.
Got the right angle.
There you go. Nice job, Sergio.
Should be in slow-mo.
Okay.
We got our Bulldog rear end. We took our stock cradle out, scanned it. It's in the room right now. And Grimm's got it all mocked up on the computer. Let's go see.
What do? You just put an AI prompt into the computer?
Yeah, so we partnered with ChatGPT to bring you some of the best AI on the planet.
So why are we paying you?
I mean, you can fire me anytime. As you can see, we have a subframe laying on the ground. And we also have 2 of our beautiful quick change rear ends in that box behind Suppy. So I took the original rear end, and I measured it where the axles would come out of the original rear end. And then I cross-referenced it to the mounting points for the differential. So I know that where the axles are coming out on the quick change is gonna be in the exact same location. We gotta cut the old mounts out. So we just gotta cut them flush to the subframe from the back. And we're just gonna, that easy, that's it.
So after this is done, we have to get the measurements for the axle over to Drive Shaft Shop, and they're gonna turn around and make us some axle.
Yeah, that's right.
We were really sweating it for a while, and then we called our guys over at Drive Shaft Shop, Lee. Shout out to Lee.
Yeah, custom axles are always kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people that can do
Axles.
half shafts or whatever you want to call them.
They use really high grade Porsche style CVs, which comes in a cage. It's all encased, better material, better bearings, more heavy duty all the way around. So the last thing you want is a CV failure, an axle failure, because that's like end of day. You got nothing else to do. So yeah, get the measurements over to Drive Shaft Shop, and they'll turn it around, and we'll have an axle.
Okay, well, go away. You're distracting, go away.
So this car from the factory has like an electronic brake, and it's a really cool unit. So it's like a power assisted brake and an ABS module built all into one unit. We don't have the capabilities to control that, so we have to go actually backwards and just use a conventional hydraulic system where it has 2 cylinders and it's a manual brake. In our efforts to downsize the brakes, this is one of the brackets that we're using to adapt Durango rotors to our Willwood caliper. Just like that, you see that? Right there, boom. Make sure your holes, your mounting situation is perfect, and then modify the part around the holes. Don't try to make a pretty piece first, make a functional piece, and then make it look good. We already redesigned it in the computer, it looks way better. I'm gonna put it in the machine and make some brackets. I think we're good. Are we good? Look how much cooler that is. Never done that before.
No, never.
You're gonna do that from now on. You get so much more clearance, and you don't have this stupid bar that just perfect, forehead height. If this car was to ever flip over and end up on its roof under some heavy load, see the bar, that little bit of bend that kicks it up, you would actually have to bend that the other direction, forcing the cage to spread itself. Triangulation, easy.
So this is a hydraulic power steering rack. The rack that came in this car needs very specialized controllers and systems. It needs its own ECU just to run the steering rack. We can't have that. So what I did is I cut some plates. Some little plates go here too, and these are gonna fit right here. That's gonna sit like that. Weld that, bzzz, and then we just bolt the steering rack in, and we're done.
He's a big boy.
That is a CSF Universal Drift module. You know why it's called that? Because it's specifically designed to be a rear mount radiator. That's why it's so big. And it's got those brushless fans. Tell them about the brushless fans.
They're brushless, and they're fans.
Useless.
One of the things that we do with the brushless fans is they're you can speed control them. We modulate the temperature within the radiator with the fans rather than using a thermostat.
Just banging in everything.
How long do you think you can hold it for? Go up higher.
Okay, hold on. You're right. Like, asking a lot. This thing's heavy.
I mean, look at all the muscles on that boy.
I know, dude. Thanks to our friends at CSF Radiator.
We sent the scan of the flex plate to the manufacturer, and then we had to figure out the offset because they have a bunch of these in stock. We just had to figure out how much of an offset. Yeah.
But that flex plate is from the automatic.
Yeah. So we're only using a flex plate just so you can have something for the starter to engage.
Right.
It has no pressure on the clutch. All the clutch force is in the center.
How do you fit it? Okay.
Yeah, otherwise we'd have to be sitting over here like designing a flex plate.
When was the first time you did that?
This is like NASCAR stuff.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. Yeah, NASCAR guys do that. They use a
Is it train sequential?
No, it's a dog box. So the NASCAR guys will use a flex plate, like an automatic one, just to save rotating mass.
I'm really looking forward to this series. This is gonna be cool as hell.
Right?
I'm never surprised that you can do it. I'm just surprised when I actually see it done, because 99% of the time, I've just never seen it done like this, and then you just mystically say,
Yeah, it's done.
there wasn't a part, it didn't exist, so we just made it. Oh, you're close.
Yeah, we're close. So I just got to cut down some angles, a little bit here, a little bit there, and then this one will be the same way. Turbo hangs underneath, and then 2 wastegates come out of here.
You guys have no idea how cool this stuff is. I mean, this is.
So this is just cast stainless steel tubing. And they usually use this in like breweries and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
It's just industrial stuff. It's not automotive.
You take my stress away.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
This car is going to be like the world's first on so many levels. Like first carbon fiber hood, first 67mm turbo, first this, first that. Right? And then we all get a chance to drive it.
I'm actually like excited. Like I actually would drive it.
Wait till I'm totally driving this. We're all driving it. We're going to go to Radford.
I guess. Because usually I'm like, yeah, it's done. But
You like to drive.
yeah, I got the itch again after.
Liking something and being good at it, two completely different things. You remember last time he test drove a project car?
Can you just make one thing first? Look at this side. No, I'm touching this. It's not my fault.